guys, it's me, Will, and today we're going to be taking a look at my Venator once again. Now, this week was very complicated.
This is not good.
It was absolutely, like, honestly, one weeks of building on the Venator.
It nearly ruined my childhood.
Because there was just so many complications, but you'll see that in the update. So without further ado, let's get into the update. Alright, starting off this week on the Venator, I've had a terrible week. As you can see, I've moved this panel forward a bit because this no longer lines up. I've just had so many problems with this Venator this week. The only good thing is this new bridge section, which I'm working on. I'll show you guys that later because that looks absolutely amazing. And this thing, which isn't even 100% perfect because it doesn't look 100% accurate, but it does the job so far. So basically this week I've had a lot of problems, especially with this angling right here. Now the height is looking pretty good for the Venator is of this right now. But the sad thing is I don't think I'll be able to get up to this height by then, because that's a lot of studs. That's like at least 5-10 studs. So I may not be able to fit the plug frigate in the back hanger anymore, which is really unfortunate. I was really looking forward to that. So if I can't fit that in there, I'm just gonna be devastated. But I'll work on that later. I think I got an idea of how I can fix that. But the main problem I've been having is this. So you guys see how this does not look right, because I mean this is how it would be. It would be with these slow pieces right here, a little indent, and then going that way. But if I put more plates on that, it would just be going way out and not aligned with the Venator. So it's a problem, as you guys can see. So I actually started working on that over here, but it turned into a big mess. So what I did basically to try to counteract that is make it into 4 sections of panels instead of just 2 on the top. So there's gonna be one right here, one section right there, and one section right there. And I have these slow pieces going right here instead. And this is going to be basically the end of this panel, is going to be these slow pieces right here. It's just going to stop. And then we're going to attach this section right here onto this side so that it looks really good. Because what most people do with their Venators, as I've seen on Instagram and tons of places online, is that they tend to have these panels flip-flop. So this panel is on this side and this panel is on this side. Now you may be asking, what does that do? It sets up a straight surface. You see how this is completely straight, nothing whatsoever, like no slopes, no nothing. I mean, I guess this section is a slope, what am I saying? But like, you see how this is all straight and these are all slope pieces? Well, that leads to some complications over here when it attaches to this eventually. You see, that just does not work in my case. Like, I can still have the slopes, sure, but then all these panels will be disorderly and out of place and looking crazy. So that's why it took forever to try to redesign this panel a bit. As you guys can see from last week, it does look quite a bit different. So I redesigned this panel. I put this new like indentation right here. I still gotta fix it up a bit, but basically this is what we have to do now. It really isn't something I'm looking forward to, but hopefully it works. Now I know that may have seemed way complicated and may have not understood anything I was talking about, but it's really complicated to explain. So let's show you what I did inside the hanger this week, starting now. Actually completed all of these columns. Now I just need the 1x8 pieces. There's always one piece that I always don't have to complete this thing. I don't know why it's like that, but I need a bunch of 1x8 pieces and a bunch of these pieces that you guys see right here to really finish this thing off. But we did finish all the pillars finally. I'm super happy about that, so that looks great. The only reason why I'm avoiding putting tiles on here is because I'm probably going to be running electrical wires through here underneath the plates and stuff like that to run wires to these sections right here where there's going to be some glowing lights eventually. But that's a long way from now. We still have to get the greebling done on the side with those lights as well. It's going to be complicated, but I'd rather have the whole structure kind of built so that it won't be moving around too much than put the lights in now and then have to break wires and stuff because I moved this around again on accident or something, you know? Things happen when you're building the Venator, but I feel like I'll be able to put the wires in once I finish all of this greebling and all this stuff like that, because I don't want there to be any complications whatsoever. But basically this week I've kind of made like a miniature hanger deck. You guys can see that right there. It looks really good. I didn't make it that accurate. I just put in a doorway right there. Even though this isn't really a figure scale hanger, I did put like a door in there because I just thought it'd be nice. And then I put in those sticker pieces from the Death Star duo set that I didn't buy, but I did find these really cool pieces that have stickers on Bricklink, and I'm like, you know what, I could use them for something, and I think this is the perfect place for it. It looks really good. Now up here is the command deck. As you guys can see, it's not big scale, but there will be somewhat of an interior on the inside of that. There's nothing really in there right now since it's just a prototype design, but I love how this turned out. I used some really cool brick techniques in there, such as using these two Luke's Landspeeder like pieces, I guess. First thing I really want to get into before we actually build this back section, because I really don't have a lot of parts to build this back section, is really just working on this section right here and moving it over like a plate, because this gap right here is supposed to be here, and since I moved it forward a bit, I have to move this gap here now because it's just so complicated with this. Oh my goodness, I cannot stress how bad of a week this was to actually build this thing because it was so complicated. Alright, I've done a lot of testing and it looks like this is gonna work. I mean, honestly, if I was able to connect it like this, it's gonna work and it's gonna be the right angle and everything. So I'm very excited about that. Now, the problem I have come across is that this will have to be a bit lower than what I was planning, which was this height, which is perfect for this ship. But sadly, it will be able to be lower, which doesn't quite fit the Republic frigate in there. But I do have a few ideas of how I can make this work. So right here is where it starts to raise up, like everything starts to get built up, you know, above the Venator, you know, the big like command deck, as you guys like to call it, or things like that. So the main command deck can be hollowed out through the inside of this and built in a very odd way to fit this ship in there, because that's a major goal of mine, is just to have this ship fit inside this big massive Venator. So that is something I'm definitely looking to do next update. Another thing I also did was build this red stripe. I have not yet attached it to the Venator, but you can see where it's going to line up. I mean, this part's going to go inside here, and it's going to be great. Well, that's all for the update, guys. I hope all you did enjoy. If you did, make sure to smash that like and subscribe button down below, because I really do need to get the support for this project, because I'm running out of money for this project slowly but surely. So make sure to smash that like and subscribe if you want to support the series down below, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.